Three things I love about the idea of having a home base. For the past 2.5 years, I've lived full-time on the road with no home base, no property, just out of my car. I had a property, I had a condo for 15 years, sold it and hit the road to downsize, to reposition my life, and to live life more on my terms. So after a couple years on the road, you start to examine if having a home base, having a piece of property of your own is worth it. And as I examine that in my mind now, here are three things that I love about the idea of having a home base. Number one, the number one thing that I love, and I want to put love in quotation marks because I don't know if I have a deep passion for the three things that I'm about to say that I like, but I'll use the word love because a couple days ago I did the video about three things I hate living out of I did a video about three things I hate having a home base. So the three things I would love, number one is having a consistent, safe, legal place to come home to every night. That is what they call, quote unquote, a sanctuary. Okay. So having a safe, legal place, having your own personal sanctuary has value. Okay. And so over a period of time, after the adventure, after the newness of living mobile and not having a home base, you will value why the vast majority of people in society choose to have a home to go home to every night, whether they rent or own. And the number one thing is a sanctuary, a peaceful environment that you can create and structure as your own. And you have like a radar, a sonar, like at the end of each day, at the end of work or at the end of your creative ventures or whatever you do each day, you have like a focus, a direction to go back to get rest, to recharge your mind, body, and soul, and that it's yours, and it's a place of peace that you could create. So that's the number one thing. The number two thing is along the lines of, the number two thing is privacy. So the sanctuary is, it's your place. It's your place of peace that you can go to. The number two thing is you have now, because it's yours, it's a level of privacy. Meaning for the past 2.5 years, I have spent a tremendous amount of time in the public, at Starbucks, at the gym where I take showers, on the road. So believe it or not, even if you're an introvert, if you live full-time on the road, you are going to spend more time around people than you would if you had a house or an apartment. Especially because a lot of people that have a house and apartment, they are normally inside most of the time. So you gain back, when you go back to having a home base, you gain a level of privacy. You're not at campgrounds, you're not at truck stops, you're not at Walmarts, you're not just traveling throughout the day. So having a level of privacy, there's value there. The third and final thing that I'll say in this video, three things that I love about the idea of having a home base. The third and final thing is you get off the road. Driving is one of the most dangerous things you will ever do in your lifetime. And after spending a period of time on the road, you're going to see how dangerous it is, because you're going to witness many accidents. God forbid you're going to come close to getting in a few accidents. And so, especially as you get older, I think you're going to want to drive less. And I love to drive. I make videos about I love to drive. So I don't want to stop driving by having a home base. But you may want to get off the road more, because you may realize the more you're on the road, the more risk you take, the older you get, the higher risk it goes. And so when you live on wheels, you're going to be driving more. And in addition to all the wear and tear in your car and the gas and the different things that cost money, it's also you putting yourself in a little bit more jeopardy, because you could be the best driver, but you're around other people and they're not the best drivers. So those are the three things. A sanctuary, number one. Privacy, number two. And getting off the road, number three. And with regards to, the safety. Not just driving too. Let's say driving, but not just driving, but also, look, when you're sleeping at Walmarts or truck stops or campgrounds, there's a level of safety risk that goes a little bit higher. So I wanted to document a video, especially if I did it after I did a video a couple days ago about the 3 things I hate about the idea of having a home base. Here are 3 things I love about the idea of having a home base. If you do decide to live full-time as a nomad, I think you will examine this question: is it worth it to have a home base many times? I still lean towards, if you're healthy, if you're young, definitely want to not get in too many financial commitments, live as free as possible, but at the same time have a goal, reposition your life, and then also you have to be honest and recognize there's a level of value in having a home base, and we're not always going to be young, we're not always going to be healthy. So, just think it all out, try to make the best decision. There's no one answer. You can do a lot of things forever, well, at least until you die, so just sharing some thoughts. All right, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Please take the effort to click the thumbs up button, share the video. Thank you. See you in the next one. Peace and love.